Good idea. I'm exhausted.
I'll get the lamp.
What is that? Flashback of Clementines? Maybe? I don't know. It has to be something like that. Okay. Good.
It kinda hurts.
I'm sorry. I know it sucks. I haven't been sleeping well lately.
I've noticed.
So many people died here. So many ghosts. Sometimes they're all I think about. Especially during the night.
Still better than sleeping out in the rain.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, look, Goofball. It's you.
Alvin Goofball Jr.
Can you say Goofball?
Don't think so.
You know, he does need a middle name. His parents, they never got a chance.
You think?
Go on. Pick one. No time like the present.
How about Lee? He would have loved this little guy.
I was just thinking Jamie was pretty cool. For a boy or a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, that was your sister.
Yeah. I used to think that if I was ever picking out names, I'd... Anyway, the deal was ink first, then a perimeter sweep.
But I just checked it a few days ago.
We're on our own here, Clem. And after that asshole family we let in made off with half our food, we can't take any more chances. It won't take long. So get to it. I want you to be prepared. For anything.
Okay.
I know.
I'm gonna go take a little nap. I'm, not feeling that great.
Fair. So, she's not how I remember her, if I'm being perfectly honest. I probably was thinking, like, picturing Molly was it a lot more, but still, even then trying to change it, I feel like that... I feel like she looks different.
Jane? I did what you asked. The building's secure.
Oh my god! What?
They're bringing this back then? With the Luke thing? It's a dick move game.
I'm so sorry.
Whatever, just shoot her. This game is so much better at making me angry than making me sad. Maybe I'm just too cynical nowadays.
Hey,
Maybe I
Clem,
just have higher expectations.
we almost there. Hey, Clem.
Yeah, we're close.
I gotta say, I hope your people are safe and sound. Eleanor asked me before we left to make sure of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir. So that's what I'm gonna do. Though why she went to bat for you, I've got no idea. I mean, she hardly even knows you. And you don't know her, for that matter.
Well, what's the matter? You jealous?
I got a natural curiosity, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that's the place.
That does look like the place, yes.
Oh, shit.
What a mess.
Oh dear.
Jesus. Must have been hundreds of them.
Kate's good in a crisis. She'd know how to get shelter.
What's that?
Oh. Now we'll check it.
Mariana's tape player. Mariana? Mariana, are you here?
Javi!
Oh my god. You're safe. I can't believe
Good.
it.
So at least my
Told me where to
favorite.
hide. I just listened to what you said. Lock yourself in and don't come out, not even once it's quiet. It kept running through my head like on a loop. I don't even know how long I was in there. Then I heard your voice.
You did exactly what you should have done. I always knew you were a smart kid.
Thanks. It was scary at first, but once the muertos couldn't see me anymore, they just passed by.
Kate and your brother, where are they?
We got pulled apart when that huge bunch of muertos showed up. Kate yelled that they were gonna try to make it back to the van.
And that's where we're headed.
Let's go find your brother, sweetheart.
Oh no.
What made it smoke like that?
No. No sign of them. They must have seen it like this, then gone someplace else to hide.
As into the bad guys? Dude, why would they though? I don't know.
They're trapped in there.
Mariana, stay back.
I mean, if we were to lure them, we could take them one at a time, even with melee. Q. Risky. I feel like he more got its neck than its head,
Javi.
but
You found us.
Hey, it's okay. I got you.
You happy to see me?
were you bit? Swing again. Yeah.
I'm happy to see all of you. Happy you're all okay.
Another couple of minutes. We might not have been. But then, you showed up. Just when it really mattered.
Yeah, well, that's kind of my thing.
I wanted to come after you. I swear I did.
You don't have to snot all over my shirt about it.
I thought we were dead. Like, never gonna see you again dead. We only had a couple bullets left.
You're still alive, aren't you? So is Kate. So is Mari. That's all that matters.
I was just so scared.
I'm here now. You don't have to be scared.
Because I am the best at
Hey.
decision making.
You hurt yourself.
Must have scraped it in the truck. Didn't even notice.
Hey, at least it's not a bite. Well, not much we can do about it here.
I've got a lady friend who's a doctor. Soon as we get back to Prescott,
Hopefully it is
she'll
just a
patch you
scrape
right
against
up.
the truck.
I'm Trip, by the way. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
We should be getting back. Don't want to push our luck.
Who's the kid with the gun? She have a name you want to share with us?
Clementine's a friend.
Hi there. Glad I was able to help.
Well, we're very grateful to you. Really.
There's a town nearby. It's safe.
I like the sound of that.
So we're gonna be welcomed back
Oh my
into
God.
that place?
Javi, do they have hot water? Even like lukewarm water would be okay. Ah, and bubble bath. Wouldn't bubble bath be amazing?
Don't get your hopes up too high. It's a nice place, but it's not the Ritz.
Well, whatever they've got, I'm sure it's gonna be great.
Between you and me, these kinds of missions don't usually go so well. But you found every single one of your people. And you found them alive, healthy, reasonably cheerful. It's a hell of a thing.
Well, let's wait to celebrate until we're back behind the walls, okay? I don't want to jinx us.
Well, some things are worth saying woo-hoo about, that's all.
When we get back to Prescott, you still owe me a working ride. I haven't forgotten about our deal. You couldn't have known what happened to your van, but still, I need some way out of here.
Don't worry. I haven't forgotten our arrangement.
I know it's not the easiest thing to
Yeah, I have
find,
no idea
but
how to make it
cool.
work now, but...
Thanks.
Oh. Told him not to jinx it, man. And there goes my favorite of them. Didn't even get to give her candy bar.
Fucking thieves! Really thought you could just walk back in here like nothing happened? I don't think so!
Javi! We can't leave her! Oh! Shit! Oh!
Kate! Stop! Stop!
Javi, help! Do something, Javi! Do something!
Go!
Jesus. Jesus, I'm so...
She just...
I know, Javi, and there'll be time for all that, but not right now. Kate needs a doctor. Which
Yeah,
means
she
we
really
gotta
does.
go. We got a window here, man. We gotta get a move on before they start shooting again. If you want to do what's right for your family, you'll come with me. It's time to go, man.
We stay here and we finish this.
Are you fucking nuts? We gotta get the fuck out of here
I
right
already
now.
killed one of you. If we don't stop them, they're gonna come after your family again. Let Trip help them. You stay with me.
What? No, Javi, you have to come with us. Javi, please!
Trust me, Javi. We have to end this now.
I have to stay with my family.
Go. I'll hold him off.
She turned around very quickly.
I said go.
I mean, like, I could have ended that really quickly if I chose to fight, because it's just aim, click. No problem, you know? But it wouldn't have actually let me do it that way, so...
Kate? Kate, wake up! Kate! Kate!
Episode 1, Ties that Bind Part 1? You mean there's an Episode 1 Part 2? Or is it supposed to be either Part 1 or Part 2? Is there an Episode 1 Part 2? That's what I'm not sure. Wait, sorry, I didn't mean Part 1 Part 2. I meant Episode 1 or Part 1. Anyway, did you stay the night at the junkyard? You and 54.6% of players chose to stay the night in the junkyard. Did you shoot the driver or let him go? You and 52.2% of players chose to let the driver go. Wow, okay, yeah, so what was the aftermath of the shooting? You and 94.3% of players got locked up. So the other two were really 50-50 or very close. This one, vast majority of people. And then again, 50-50. You and 49.7% of players went with Trip to the Junkyard. So most people went with What's-Her-Face, but only by a small amount. And then did you escape with your family or stay with Clementine? You and 15.9% of players escaped with your family. Cool. So there were my choices, and now I'll continue. Get the complete season of Batman! Okay, thanks. I already have that, but whatever. Though there is, like, the season 2 of Batman Telltale series did come out. Like, episode 1 is out now, so if you were interested in that first one and you'd like to play the second one, you can. More account benefits? No, thank you. Episode 2 and Part 2. So they're just naming them both episode and part numbers? That's dumb. Why would you do that? Have they all done that? I just want to see. Like, clicking on this. Okay, it doesn't say Part 3. I don't understand that. Alright, well, let's go to the main menu and let's talk about this game so far. So, unfortunately, so far, I'm not having the best time with this game. It started off in a weird place for me where it was a very... There were a lot of high emotions and everything. And a lot of things were happening that didn't make sense or that were just kind of frustrating because I was supposed to feel a certain way or I was supposed to understand better how they were feeling or I was supposed to sympathize more. But instead, it was like I just barely met these characters. I had a very basic understanding of what's happening with the characters. And so none of the emotions hit me. And so it was more annoying than anything else. But I was already supposed to be making decisions. And so, I'm trying to build up how I see Javi as a character as I learn a little bit about what Javi himself seems to be like or what he seems to be capable of. But then I'm already supposed to be interacting in these like emotional scenes. And again, I get that it's setting up the development and it's just having this kind of dramatic lead in into how you're playing as him, how only some of those family members survived, how they first learned about the whole zombie thing from the looks of it, But, only that part of it struck me. Only the development side struck me. None of the emotional stuff really hit for me. And if you've seen my Let's Plays of like a lot of other story-based games, Life is Strange, of other Telltale stuff, you'll know that if I don't see a reason for it, or if I think that better things could have happened, or characters were dumb and that's how they got into situations, I usually don't feel sad or anything. I just get like frustrated. So I was more frustrated than not with that part, and that kind of thing. And then we move on to... So I liked well enough the part in the van. I didn't necessarily like all of the characters. Like, I didn't care too much about Kate, Like, I understand, again, the struggle. This is going to come up a lot, so I'm just going to say this again. It's one thing to be able to understand where a character's coming from and to, to feel for them. Excuse me. Then it is... So it's one thing to do that, and it's another thing to then agree with them or to like necessarily forgive them for the stuff that they say or they do or whatever. So like I can understand all of the stress. I can understand, the whole stepmother thing, the zombie apocalypse thing. And I understand that people smoke weed or whatnot, But it still doesn't mean that I have to find everything that Kate does or says to be, like endearing or whatever. I more often than not, like she ended up being annoying. The best part about Kate throughout this entire thing so far, in my opinion, was the candy bar thing. How she gave it to us and said that we should give it to Mariana because we're the good uncle, we're the cool uncle. And so there I could really see like, oh, she does at least try to be a good person. Or like a good stepmother in that sense kind of thing. She just doesn't really get how, or, isn't willing to put forth the effort to do it. I don't know. But, I didn't love her as a character. I didn't dislike her. I just didn't love her as a character. And I did like Mariana the best, as I've said. And Gabe, I didn't really dislike him. I kind of liked him. I liked him more than Kate, honestly, because I understood more of his angst stuff. I didn't like the angst stuff either, but I also saw a better side of him. And I think that his attitude is even more understandable and like able to be sympathized with because, he's a kid. And it sucks like going through this kind of stuff that young, especially with all the hormones and whatnot. So then moving on from that bit, like, it really did bother me when, again, the way that the plot functioned was to immediately have us in a hostage situation. It was just annoying because that's how, like, every freaking Walking Dead thing has been, you know? At first it's like, oh, this sucks, but it is really dramatic, and so let's, you know, and it makes sense that it would happen. But when it happens in, like, every single Walking Dead game, it gets annoying. Especially when Javi had a gun and he threw it. Am I missing something? Why did he throw the gun? That seems so very dumb. Because even if he's not going to shoot anyone, you keep the gun as a power play kind of thing, you know? In this kind of situation, I don't think he should have dropped the gun. And it wasn't even that it gave me an option, you know? If it gave me an option, I would have held onto the gun. I might have said, like, I might have apologized or something. So I don't know. I don't know what the options would be because there weren't any. But I really think it was dumb how that happened because that led directly to us getting, like, knocked out and then, you know, being driven away. And so the whole reason, like, why we got separated from our family in the first place was because of a dumb thing that I could not control. Like, I could not control whether or not I kept the gun. I think it was stupid that he tossed it away. And that's what led to us being captured in the first place and taken away from the family. So I just thought that was more dumb than anything else. So that was frustrating. And then it was frustrating too, we finally do see Clementine, but it's not the Clementine that I know. I have no idea, like, what happened in her backstory kind of thing. I will jump right now because I know people are already, like, angrily typing in the comments, oh, you saw the flashback. I'm getting there. I did see the flashback. One, honestly, I didn't even recognize Jane. I partly did, but I don't know, something about her was different. I felt like she was bigger, like a little bulkier. I remember Jane being like a stick, and maybe I'm remembering wrong or something. I don't know, but I really liked Jane in the previous stuff. And so here I didn't see the same Jane either that I was used to seeing. And then the fact that she just went and killed herself. Credit where credit's due, they did tie it back. If they didn't tie it back to the whole, like, Luke sex pregnancy thing, that would have been even worse. Like, at least they gave a reason for why she was suddenly, like, struck by so much depression, why she chose to take such a drastic route, you know? Because with all of that, with being sick, with then having to bring, like, or the thought of bringing, like, another child into the world, you know, first, you really couldn't. It would be, like, ridiculously hard to, like, survive birth in this kind of world, I'd figure, you know? But then, too, just how she's already lost so many people, and how, you know, she probably takes a lot of it to be her fault. At least that part makes sense, but it still was a dick move on the game's part to be like, hey, here's a character. Well, she's dead now. You know, like, even though we will probably get to see more stuff in flashbacks, I do wish that they had just kind of continued where we left off, you know? They have this whole other story set up, and maybe I'll come to love it, I don't know. But I wanted to see more with Clementine and Jane, more with this family that we invited in. You know, like, we heard from Jane, like, they stole half the stuff and left. That sucks, but that's more something that I would want to experience than just be like, you know, I made that big decision at the end of the game. Oh, by the way, passing notice, this is what happened with that. Where it's like, yeah, but come on. You know, that's the whole reason that I loaded the save file. To see what kind of stuff happened. And again, we do get some of the backstory, like, this is why Clementine is this way, because it's affecting her as a person. But we didn't get to experience any of it ourselves, so I can't understand it as well as I would have been able to. And the fact that, you know, throughout all that, if I were playing Clementine, I would be able to make a lot more decisions where I could guide that character to be the way that I wanted her to be. And, you know, I can't choose any of her decisions now, like, at this point. And she is still behaving differently than I had played her as. Part of it is the whole lone wolf, the survival thing, the having been through so much, the having trusted a family, let them in, and then to be robbed by them. You know, all of this stuff. And I'm sure AJ died too. We just haven't seen it yet because, you know, he's not with her, so he must be dead. But yeah, like, I would play Clementine differently, I think. You know, obviously it would depend upon some of the choices, but yeah. And then to jump to the end of that, like, oh, look, we found everyone. It's so nice and happy. Oh, no, we're just going to kill them. All right. I mean, first, it was just, again, another dick move on the game's part to have Mariana get shot in the head from behind. Like, no warning or anything. It's just like, oh, remember that character you're starting to like? She's gone. And then friggin' Kate had to be dumb and run out into the opening, or into the open, rather. And that was stupid. And then Gabe was stupid too for running out into the open after her. Like, So I get that it's more development stuff because it's like, look at Gabe, he's being brave even for someone he doesn't necessarily like. Like, they fight all the time, but he was willing to risk his life in order to save her. Because I think he went for Kate. I don't think he was running there, like, just to get Mariana's corpse. But, yeah. That part was just stupid to me. And then... And then, you know, having that choice between, like, yeah, do you want to side with Clementine and take them out? Which, as I pointed out, I could have taken them out really quickly and then gone with the other people. But, of course, the game wouldn't have let me do that. I would have had to, like, stick with Clementine and everything. No, I'm going to be with my family. You know, Gabe needs me. I'm the only one he has right now because Kate, I'm pretty sure, is unconscious. I don't remember at the very end if she actually was. She was probably going in and out if she wasn't unconscious. And she's probably going to end up dying. I can't see how they would fix that, you know? Like, she got shot in the stomach, I believe. That's, like, she's gonna die. So she's gonna become a zombie, and Gabe's gonna need someone that he knows to be able to take care of him, to console him. Otherwise, things are not gonna go well in his life. His little sister just died, too. I assume she was younger. So life sucks for him, basically. And I would much rather be there for him than to be there with Clementine. I think a lot of people chose the Clementine option just because, again, we've played as her the last season. But she's not even the Clementine that I know. Like, she did start to get better. She did start to drop some of the attitude, which I appreciated. But she still isn't, you know, entirely the same. And, yeah. So, all in all, I unfortunately have to say that this was not a good start to Season 3 for me. And I'm really hoping that I will come to like it more. It might just be because, again, I've seen all of this stuff before. Like, again, the hostage sort of plot line that's happened multiple times before. And, you know, after a while, it gets frustrating for me. It just gets more annoying than anything. Like, again, of course, you know. And the fact that it happened in such a stupid way with him dropping the gun and things like that. And two, it might be because I'm just becoming more cynical, more critical. Maybe it's just because I'm tired today. Honestly, it's hard to say. But yeah, unfortunately, I just didn't really enjoy this one. There were definitely moments where I enjoyed it, and I do like Javi as a character overall. But, you know, a lot of the characters just, they seem really flip-floppy with, you know, how they act or how they react, I suppose. Characters are not how I imagined they would be. Characters, I guess Mariana, that I was coming to like are now suddenly gone, and in ways that, again, I think were more dumb, more dick moves from the game than anything else. The whole flashback to Jane thing, the whole fact that we didn't actually start with Clementine and Jane, where I thought that was where the story was going to focus. Yeah. Oh, on that note, maybe Jane was bulking up because of pregnancy, but it was like, it wasn't just, it was like, I feel like she was everywhere. Like, I remember her being a stick. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Anyway, as much as I might not have, I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this playthrough so far. I do plan on going all the way with it. I don't think I'm going to reach a point where I, like, hate it so much I'm going to quit. Hopefully. That's never happened before with, like, these kinds of games, and hopefully it never will. I'm just hoping that I come to like it more. That I get more invested in the characters and their story and their struggle. That fewer dumb things happen so I can actually, like, be sad when sad things happen. That sort of deal. But yes, I do hope you're enjoying it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. You know, whether you like it, whether you dislike it, what you thought about this or that, etc., so on and so forth. And I will see you guys next time. So with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!